Do you ever find that you have a heart and a passion for something, but you become so narrow focused that ultimately you stress yourself out doing something that you're really, really passionate about? I'm Maida from Wellspring of Life International, and today's Wellness Wisdom, as we are looking at our series of getting unstuck and finding your purpose, I want to talk a little bit more about that piece. That is something that I myself have struggled with a lot, and so hoping that sharing some of this wisdom with you will keep you from falling into the same traps that I've fallen into. Now again, this is a 5-part series on finding your purpose and getting unstuck. So if you haven't watched any of the previous parts for this series, please pause, go back, watch those videos, and then come back and start. All right, now that you're back and you've caught up, join us. Today we're talking about having passion and yet getting so incredibly focused that you lose your passion. I'm guilty. I have a heart to bring wellness into the world. I have a heart to connect with people, to learn, and to travel. And yet sometimes I become so hyper-focused that I lose sight of what's around me. Part of the reason that you see me do a lot of my videos out in nature is because it's that reminder to not focus so much on just the small things that are in front of me, but to remember to look up and to see the beauty that's all around. So sometimes when we move forward in our passion, we become so focused on what we think it's supposed to look like. I remember back early on when I was in undergraduate school, I was focused so hard on trying to work with gang members and do gang prevention work, and yet doors kept on closing and closing, and I got really frustrated saying, hey, this is what I want, that I didn't actually see that the work that I was doing exactly what my heart wanted in just a very different way. So as you're thinking about your purpose, sometimes it's important to just stop and take a step back and ask life what doors need to open for you. And even when they don't look like what you're expecting them to look like, trust that what's behind that door is actually helping to bring you to exactly where you need to be. Because as I look back on my life, I realize that all those dreams and desires that I had for my career, for my family, they didn't happen the way that I always expected. That there was a lot more challenges and struggles, but it was even in those challenges and struggles that I found that beauty, and that I found that my purpose and my calling and my passion was being walked out on an everyday basis. So I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but if you can't, just take a moment and think about your own life and look to see, maybe if you've never reflected on that, maybe that's also happened for you. Maybe you're in a place where you've had a heart, a passion for something, but maybe you couldn't quite put your finger on it. But then as you step back and look at the different roles that you've played, whether they're in jobs, volunteering, in your family, amongst your friends, you may realize that your purpose, that your calling, those things that you desire to bring forth in this world have actually been being brought forth already. And they've been creating the space, creating the strength, creating the skills that you need to fully then launch into that next space, that next phase, that next part of your journey. I know for me it has. And I hope that for you, you can take some time to do some reflection and see too how life is bringing you exactly to where you need to be, so that you too can shine forth on this earth, and that you can bring your light into the world to change the lives and the world of those around you. So thank you so much for listening again, and for joining me for Wellness Wisdom. Come back again, and we'll share some more. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you're subscribing. If you've got anything from this, if you have suggestions, Want to leave any comments? Do so below. We'd love to hear from you. All right, take care.